Welcome, everyone. Today we're diving deep into a single verse from the Zohar. Now, on the surface, it looks pretty simple, but let me tell you, this verse is one of the most precise, architecturally perfect blueprints for union in the entire Torah. It talks about a man, his age, and a marriage, but buried inside is the secret to balancing the very foundational forces of reality itself. So, let's get into it.
Okay, I want you to just close your eyes for a second and really picture this. We're not just reading some ancient text here. We are witnessing a cosmic event in real time. Imagine Isaac standing at this threshold, and it's twilight. The light all around him is this impossible perfect blend of the brilliant stark white of day and the deep, fiery red of sunset. Now, this isn't just for dramatic effect. This is the visual signature of integrated opposites, a state of profound inner balance. And then, off in the distance, you see Rebecca approaching. Her timing is perfect. Not a second too soon, not a moment too late. She arrives at the exact instant of this perfect equilibrium. The air is completely still, but you can feel this hum, the sound of the engine of creation itself, just waiting for the specific union to complete a circuit and launch a whole new reality. This one verse, it's the ignition key.
So how in the world do we unpack all of that? Well, think of that verse as a locked door. Today, we've got 6 keys that are going to open it up and reveal this incredible blueprint for union that's hidden inside. We're going to start by looking at this incredible threshold moment. Then, we'll unlock the secret code of the number 40. We'll see how Isaac was actually calibrating a divine engine inside himself. Then, we'll understand Rebecca's role as this perfectly matched vessel. We'll witness the emergence of cosmic harmony, and finally, the best part, we'll bring this ancient map right into our own lives. Right off the bat, we have to ask the big question. Why? Why does the Torah, a document where every single letter is there for a reason, feel the need to tell us Isaac's age? I mean, this isn't just some biographical detail like a note in a history book. No, this is a cosmic status update. It's the universe basically saying, okay, system ready, protocol initiated. That number, 40, it's the signal that a massive internal process has finally reached its completion. You see, to really get this, we have to go way beyond the surface story. In Jewish mysticism, we talk about 4 layers of understanding, called pardes, the orchard. You've got the pshat, which is the simple, literal story. A guy gets married. Okay, fine. Then there's remez, the hint of a deeper pattern. Then drash, the allegorical lesson. But today we're going all the way to the heart of the orchard, to the sod, the secret. And the secret here is that this verse isn't just about a marriage. It is the very architecture of what a perfect union is supposed to be. So, here's our first key, this number, 40. In the Torah's cosmic code, numbers are not just about counting. They're states of being. They're signatures of specific processes. And the number 40, well, it's the signature for a recurring cycle of maturation, of transition, and of profound formation. It's basically the universe's designated time frame for something to become fully, completely itself, to ripen. And once you see it everywhere. Look at this pattern. 40 days and nights of rain during the flood to cleanse and completely reset the world. It takes 40 days for an embryo to fully take its form in the womb, for a potential life to become an established one. Moses was on Mount Sinai for 40 days and nights, a process of being completely emptied of himself so he could become a pure vessel for the Torah. And of course, the Israelites wandered for 40 years in the desert, a whole generation-long process to transform from a group of slaves into a nation ready for its destiny. In every single one of these cases, 40 marks this necessary period of trial, of gestation, and then finally completion. It's what prepares a person or even an entire world for a totally new state of being. And this is where we get into the really deep, mystical dimension. Kabbalistically, the number 40 corresponds to the Sephra of Bina, which means understanding. But Bina is way more than just intellect. It's known as the great cosmic womb, the divine matrix where new realities and higher states of consciousness are birthed. So when the Zohar tells us Isaac was 40, it's not just his age. It's a code. It's saying Isaac has just completed a full 40-year gestation period inside this cosmic womb of Bina. He's been formed, he's been refined, and now he is ready to be born into his next level of existence. And this brings us to the absolute heart of today's deep dive. Isaac's 40 years were not a passive experience. He wasn't just sitting around waiting for his birthday, not at all. He was actively engaged in an intense, internal process of cosmic engineering. His entire life's work, up to this very moment, was to perfectly calibrate the two primary opposing forces of creation right inside his own soul. He was literally building an engine, a stable internal structure capable of channeling unbelievable power. To really get this, we have to look at the Sephirots, the divine attributes that make up the blueprint of reality. The entire universe, everything, runs on a balance between two primal forces. On the right column, you have Chesed. This is unbounded love, kindness, expansion, the pure white light of mercy. And this was completely embodied by his father, Abraham. Then, on the left column, you have Gevurah. This is strict judgment, discipline, contraction, the red fire of strength. And this is Isaac's core essence. So Isaac's challenge wasn't to pick one or the other. His life's work was to inherit the infinite, boundless giving of his father and perfectly integrate it with his own nature of disciplined strength, without being consumed by either one. That's a heck of a balancing act.
Let's think about this like a cosmic engineering protocol. Step 1. He inherits the legacy code, right? The pure source code of Chesed from Abraham. Step 2. He executes his own primary function, his core operating system, which is Gevurah. Now, step 3. This is the big one. This is the 40-year cycle of integration and stabilization. This is where he meticulously balances that white light of mercy with the red fire of strength. This is the hard internal work of building firewalls, setting boundaries, learning when to expand and when to contract. Then comes step 4. He achieves equilibrium. And when these two forces are held in perfect balance, something brand new, stable, and incredibly beautiful emerges, Tiferet, or harmony. And only then, once this internal calibration is 100% complete, can step 5 be initiated, the union protocol. He is finally ready.
Or, to put it another way, think of it like a video game. Isaac's character class, he's a Gevurah warrior, all about strength, discipline, focused power. But he starts the game with this incredible inherited buff from his dad, plus 1,000 Chesed of the ancestors. His main quest for the first 40 levels of the game is to perfectly balance his white magic bar, which is his Chesed, and his red magic bar, his Gevurah. And it takes him 40 years, 40 full levels of intense grinding to get it done. But man, when he hits level 40, the reward is amazing. He unlocks a whole new skill tree called Tiferet, harmony. And even more important, achieving this balance unlocks the ability to form a world-changing alliance with another player, Rebecca, who's from the Melket's class.
And this brings us to Rebecca. And I really need to emphasize this. Her arrival is not random. It's not a coincidence. It's not luck. She is not the cause of Isaac's completion. She is the consequence of it. Her appearance on the scene is a perfectly synchronized cosmic event, and it's triggered by Isaac achieving his own state of balanced harmony. The universe literally responds to his readiness.
So what is this Malchut class we were talking about? Well, Malchut is the 10th and final Sephirah. Its literal meaning is kingdom, but mystically it represents the ultimate divine vessel. It is the principle of reception. It's the presence of the divine as it actually shows up in our world, what we call the Shekinah. So think about it this way. Isaac, through his 40 years of intense inner work, has refined his energy into a pure, potent, and perfectly balanced light. But light needs a vessel, right? It needs a container to hold it, to receive it, and to manifest it in the world. That vessel is Malchut. And Rebecca embodies this principle perfectly. She is the perfectly shaped container, arriving at the exact moment the light is ready to be poured.
And this right here might be the single most important takeaway from this entire deep dive. Our modern idea is often that you go out and find someone who completes you. The Zohar teaches the exact opposite. Rebecca does not complete Isaac. He's already complete. She arrives to meet him in his state of completion. Their union is a meeting of two perfected, prepared systems, ready to come together to build something totally new. The inner work has to come first. Balance must be achieved before the union, not through it.
So you might be thinking, okay, if they're both already complete, then what's the point of their union? And the answer is, it's not for them, it's for the world. This perfectly calibrated union had a very specific cosmic purpose: to create the channel for the third, central pillar of reality, the pillar of harmony and truth. Their personal completion was just the prerequisite for their shared universal mission.
And this is where the grand cosmic architecture just snaps into focus. You see, the patriarchs aren't just historical figures. They are living embodiments of the Sephirots, literally building the structure of reality. Abraham establishes the right column of Chesed,
Isaac establishes the left column of Gevurah. And now, the perfected union of Isaac, who has now integrated his father's Chesed with his own Gevurah, and Rebekah, the perfected vessel of Malchut, creates the necessary space, the stable container for the central column of Tiferet to finally emerge. And who personifies the central column? Their son, Jacob. Jacob, who the Zohar calls the complete man, is the one who harmonizes both of these forces perfectly, embodying truth and harmony for all time. So this ancient cosmic story, it's not just a story, it's a map. It is a blueprint that is just as relevant for our own spiritual lives and our relationships today as it was thousands of years ago. Let's really bring this home.
Let's really reflect on this, because we all have these forces inside of us. We all have our own internal Abraham, that expansive, loving, giving, chesed side that just wants to say yes to everything. And we all have our own internal Isaac, right? That disciplined, boundary-setting Gevurah side that knows when we need to say no. The lesson of Isaac at 40 is that real, generative, world-building relationships, and that could be romantic, professional, whatever, they can only begin after our own personal 40-year period of inner calibration. The work is to harmonize our own loving kindness with our own discipline, our own expansion with our own restraint.
So we're going to leave you with this question to really think about. Look inside yourself. What is your own internal white light and red fire? What opposing forces within you are just waiting to be balanced? Is it your capacity for unconditional love and your capacity for clear judgment? Is it your impulse to give and your ability to truly receive? Your drive for expansion and your need for healthy restraint? That right there is your 40-level quest. That is the great work of becoming complete. Thank you for joining us for this complete journey through the Pardes. We hope these ancient truths help you and your family improve your own dimensions this week. If you enjoyed this full chapter deep dive, please like, subscribe, and share. Which part of the journey touched your soul in the comments? We'll see you in the next chapter.